Red and yellow and pink and green, purple and orange and blue. I can sing a rainbow.
Sing a rainbow.
Dent Toys, we're the Dent Toys. We're a silly army family. We like to make fun of almost every little thing we see. Let's drive our motorhome down the road. We don't have Jeep Wranglers as our code. When you see the Dent Toys, watch out for the golf carts and the loud parts. Lovely girl, hello, let's go!
Action!
Action should have been before that.
No, that was the.
That was the thing. Gotcha. Welcome, everybody. All you subscribers to the channel.
Welcome to the end.
Wow.
This is the end.
Are we all gonna cry at the end?
Finale.
We've already cried today.
Did you?
Yes, landslide came on. And that was enough to set both of us.
So where are we?
We are at Buttonwood Family Campground, right? Isn't that what it's called? Family Campground?
The sign just says campground.
Okay, we're at Buttonwood Campground in Mifflin Town. Mifflinville.
But other signs say Mexico.
Mexico,
PA.
Right.
I had a friend text me, and she just went, "It says you're in Mexico." And I was like,
See.
I guess so. I am where I am. I have no idea.
I am where I am. Ugh. Oh, no, not ugh. Who did ugh? That was Popeye.
Yeah.
Okay, so I had it right.
Yeah.
Sing along with me, everybody. I'm Popeye the Sailor Man. I'm Popeye the Sailor Man. I am what I am, and that's all what I am. I'm Popeye the Sailor Man.
Yep, Buttonwood Campground. That's where we are. And very nice campground.
Beautiful weekend.
Oh my gosh.
This was the creme de la creme, if you will.
This was our 10th trip, somewhere around there. We usually go like every other weekend during the summer. And this was the first one that we have not had a drop of rain at any point. In fact, there's hardly been clouds in the sky.
Right. Today was the worst day, and there was like 3 clouds.
They're out now.
Yeah, but they're not like clouds. They're like puffs of stuff.
Yeah.
They're puffs of stuff in the sky that
very succinct.
Are not threatening to our enjoyment of the.
They're not storm clouds.
Yeah, it's not what I was
Pretty
going to
little
try and
white
say.
Clouds.
And it's September, what's today, the 15th. And the temperatures have been in the 80s every day. And I'd say, low 60s, upper 50s at night, which, haven't had to run the air conditioners at night or anything like that, which is cool. Literally cool.
Yeah.
I just saw a bug fly and then right into the fire.
Suicide bomber. So initial impressions of Buttonwood.
Oh boy, she's gugging at her spot.
You caught her mid gulp.
Isn't the producer in your ear telling you it's your turn?
You guys usually do
So
all
let's-
the yapping, and then you ask me when we do the four.
We'll preface this by saying this is our second time here.
Yes, we were here last year, maybe a month earlier, or 3 weeks earlier in the year
August.
of last year. And the only difference in the amenities was there's the Juniata River, right? That's within 200 or 300 yards from where we are right now. that you can tube down, and they provide shuttle service and the tubes to take you up, about 1.5 miles, maybe?
Yeah.
And you shuttle down to where you get to the campground entrance on the riverside. And once it's past Memorial Day.
Right, so this is in season they do this.
Right.
Memorial Day to
Labor Day. I'm sorry. Yes.
Yeah, Memorial Day to Labor Day, they offer this. It's not free, right? Or is
No,
it
that
part of
is. That's part of your
That's free.
yeah.
The shuttle service and the tubes.
No,
Yeah, that
it's
was
not.
part
You
of
had to
the-
get the wristband
That's what I
thing.
thought.
I'm sorry.
That's what I thought.
I apologize.
So they do offer a deal where you can purchase a wristband. I think it was $21, $23, something like that last year.
Per person.
Per person, which is including unlimited tubing, unlimited mini golf, the bounce pillow. What else do you have to
Laser-
pay for?
Laser tag.
The laser tag. Yeah.
Is that like Water Wars thing
And-
that's up
One of
there?
the water wars
Yeah.
with pedal cars.
And yeah, pedal cars, right.
So
Pedal
you
cars,
could
sure.
you could pay and get this wristband, and the wristband was good for
A week.
Yeah.
a week. Yeah.
Concurrent week.
Yep.
Which
So
is like how long we were staying last year, right? Roughly.
No, I think we were here the same amount of time, weren't we?
Really?
Last
we
year?
were there
I thought-
4 or 5 days.
Yeah.
Last year.
Anyway.
Yeah. So after Labor Day, though, they don't offer that. So we had to bring our own tubes and find our own transportation up the river, get in, float down, drive back up, get our cars that were up there, come back. So it
Get
was
the
a little
tubes.
more work, but we made it happen.
But we had to inflate the tubes,
And we had to inflate the tubes.
which was a chore in itself.
Yeah, because it was the first time we've ever done it, so we had to figure out how best to do it, because they're too big just to blow up, with your mouth. So it just took a little bit of figuring out the best way to do that, but we got it done. It actually didn't take too long.
Yeah, it was much quicker than I thought we would
Less
do
than
it.
an hour to blow up 7 tubes.
7 tubes, right.
It looks like it's moving.
How many dent oils does it take to blow up a raft or a inner tube?
Maybe not.
With a drill.
I think you should use the bigger one. That's what she said, yeah.
Operation blow up the inner tubes.
Not bad.
No, not bad.
And then we were able to get them all in 3 vehicles. It took us 4 vehicles to do the whole thing, though. We parked one down where we were getting out and took the other 3 up to unload the tubing river crafts. And then we...
Yeah, because there were 6 of us that went on the trip.
right. 2 of which are not here at this moment, in
Right.
case you can figure out
Yeah.
where we are. But
That- Oh, I'm sorry.
no, go ahead.
No, you go.
I was going to say,
So,
but
oh,
and then
no, go ahead.
I was thinking,
Okay.
weren't you?
Yes.
I was, but it was,
Uh,
and then I thought it could have been
Okay.
that this time of year I was skeptical about trying to come down the river because I thought September were going to be cold, and it was, the initial contact of the river was chilly, but very nice.
We don't know what the actual water temperature was, but I checked online, and the average temperature of the Juniata River for this time of year was 70 degrees, which isn't bad. I don't think it was 70. It seemed chillier than that, but I mean, once you were in, it wasn't bad. And like we said, luckily we had 80-degree temperatures. Yesterday when we went down the river, it was 80. The high was 85. Today we just sat in the river, and the high was supposed to be 83. So I mean, it was hot.
very pleasant.
It was hot in the sun.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, buddies. Here we go. This is it. The grand finale. This is the grand finale. Shooting the rapids, baby. What's up?
Hey, I just wanted to bring up that when we were tubing today, we're sitting in the river, and we weren't floating down. We had anchored ourselves, so we were just sitting there for a couple of hours.
A lot of engineering going on to anchor ourselves, by the way.
We saw a bald eagle, but that wasn't the coolest part.
Can you believe it?
So we're sitting there, and what we think was an osprey lands up in a tree,
Not far from us.
not far from us. And he sat there for a long time,
At least a half an hour.
at least a half hour, right? So my back, so the osprey's back here. I'm sitting in the floaty. You're kind of facing a little bit more that way, and you were definitely facing that way. And Kim's back was kind of.
I
to it,
couldn't
too.
see him. My bad.
All of a sudden, you go, "Hey, he's taking off," and I instinctively look up, and the next thing I see is him diving into the water, and I mean, plop.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You heard the splash like he was diving off the diving
He was
board.
less than 20 yards away from
Yeah,
us.
he was closer to the end of your motorhome.
Yeah.
Away.
And pulls out a fish and flies away. It was so freaking awesome.
Yes. If only we could have
Unfortunately,
had it.
Yeah, I mean, it just was totally unpredictable.
Sure.
He had sat in that tree for, like we said, a good half hour.
But great
Oh my
nature
gosh.
thing.
That was so
That's something you
awesome.
see on National Geographic.
Yeah, it was so cool. We were
Yep.
so close to it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a once in a lifetimer.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Way cool.
Just thought we'd throw that in there, that you do see some wildlife. There were some ducks around us the whole day.
And
a couple heron and egret.
Yep.
Yeah, there was a lot of waterfowl.
And a lot of
birds.
dragonflies.
And a lot of dragonflies. Yeah.
And enough said. Right, enough said. No more needs to be said.
It made a heart. They made a heart.
It made more than that. But I think that is the draw of this campground, is the river access
And the river sites.
and the river sites.
They have three tiers of river, or four. One,
Any rows?
two, at least three.
There's three.
Three tiers of 3 rows of riverfront camping sites.
Well, one row is truly riverfront.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
You're on the river basically, and then obviously you're
There's
in
4
one.
rows.
Two. Yeah, because I guess there's another side to the one
Yeah.
lane going down.
Oh, okay. Whatever.
But yeah, that could be a draw too. But we're not anywhere near there, but these sites are still wonderful.
Yeah.
The bulk of it is not paved. There's like a few little spots where it is, and the sites are relatively level.
So sites are all gravel. There's no patio area per se. It's just your gravel site, which is okay. And you said about the roads being gravel, but it's not like real loose stone
Right.
where it's difficult riding a bike or anything.
Yes, you're right.
Or
yeah.
that it's very loud. It's not very loud.
No.
Right.
No. So that's nice.
Yeah, and for the most part, there's just a few sections where you could see there might have been a little runoff from a storm or something, which, at most gravel places you can see that a lot, but yeah, it's very well maintained.
Well, and speaking of maintained, so
You're
this
welcome
is-
for the segue to give you the maintained.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
This is one of the cleanest campgrounds you're ever going to find.
Yeah, they're picking up as soon as you're laying down.
We saw a guy who kind of went out of his way, and you can't see back here, but this is kind of an open field. It's for overflow parking. Not many people park here, so it's actually a nice grassy area that we get to look at. But there was a piece of paper out there, and he went out of his way to pick it up. Who does that nowadays?
Well, a well-managed company.
It is a family campground, not a corporate campground. Not that matters, because a corporate campground could still be run well. But I think that adds something to it. You can put your trash out every day, and when a worker drives by, he picks it up. So you don't have to take your trash to the dumpster. They will pick it up every single day, multiple times a day. It's not even that you have to have it out at a certain time. If it's out there, they're going to pick it up.
Yeah, as long as it's during the day.
Yep. Yeah, they tell you just not to leave it out overnight, which, because of animals, which makes sense.
And to tell you the truth, I don't know where the dumpster is.
I don't either.
I don't know where they take it, but yeah.
It must be back in the maintenance building,
I guess.
would think.
And if you get firewood from here, they bring it.
Yes. Yep.
Because when we first ordered it, I was like, well, where do I pick it up? And the person was going, can you take a bag of wood to site number 134, please? And I'm like, yeah, okay.
Yeah, so it's
It was here before you got back.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it was here before we drove back.
Like graham crackers.
Yeah. So it's very well run. All the workers very polite. People in the store very nice, accommodating. The store itself is very nice, very well appointed. Not just the basic necessities. They have other stuff. They even sell tubes to go rafting down or tubing down the river. So again, just a lot of good stuff here. Very well landscaped.
Yes.
And lots of flowers. And I think they actually grow them here. Back here at the maintenance place, there's like a greenhouse.
Yep.
And it's not quite as pretty now because it's September. They usually have much more colorful plants and flowers during the summer, but it still looks nice.
But still very nice.
Yeah.
And then I think I mentioned to you that there are spots where they have them labeled what the
Oh, really?
foliage is. Yeah.
So if you want to go get it,
You can go around and they have a little tag and it tells you what it is, and which was pretty cool.
There is a winery shack on site.
Winery shack.
It's just a little.
It's a winery shack.
It's just a little shed. You know.
It's almost as big as a half a whale.
I guess they sell wine
Oh yeah, I think they sell more of that than
the slushies. So
or at least a larger list of it.
Okay. Yeah, so we get wine slushies here. They only have 2 flavors. Unlike the schmucks at Paradise Stream, they have
Schmucks.
6 or 8
Oh my
flavors,
gosh,
maybe more.
I
Yeah.
thought last year they had more choices.
I
though.
did too. I thought so too.
Here?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
They did?
They had like a list.
And the ones that we had last year, we didn't like as much because they weren't as sweet as the ones at Paradise Stream. But this year,
I
they were
like
different.
the
Yeah.
blackberry. That
We
was really
we
good.
each had the blackberry, or we both, Kim and I had the blackberry both days, the 2 days that we got them. And yeah, that was really good. We really liked them. So it kind of ranked up there with the schmucks. I don't think it was quite as good as schmucks, but it was better than last year. I enjoyed it more than last year.
But a little more pricey than the schmucks.
Yeah. Yep.
But I don't know what the ounce cup was there, but we had a refillable cup here, which saved you $3.
$3. Yeah.
Which then all of a sudden that would be really pricey actually.
Yeah, if you don't get the refillable. Yeah. Yeah, so you purchase the refillable cup once and then you bring it back and refill it, and it's $3 less. So,
But you have to refill it at least twice in order to recoup the cup.
yeah. Which we did. Cha-ching.
And we brought it from last year.
Right.
So a ding ding again.
Yeah. Ding ding again.
Ding, ding.
Yeah.
Ding ding.
It goes the trolley.
There's
that.
a train. A train runs just on the other side of the river. Just on the other side of the river, there's a train. And at least a dozen times a day, I would say. At least.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, it's running at night now. And what time is it? Like 8 o'clock or so?
8:25.
8:25. I don't know if it runs overnight. I don't hear it because I'm sleeping. But it can be quite loud sometimes, especially depending on which way the wind's blowing. But I guess you kind of get used to it too.
Yeah, like anything.
Yeah. And last year we were on the other side of the campground, which is right next to a cornfield. This year we're over here, which is closer to the road. So there is some road noise. It's called William Penn Highway. It's not a highway, it's just a 2-lane road. But it does seem to be fairly well traveled. And once in a while you do get the road noise, but not a big deal. It's It's not loud or anything. You just sometimes notice it. So they have a swimming pool here,
And it was open.
and it was open.
Past.
Right. Past Labor Day, which was nice. I was wondering if it was going to be, because I hate it when they just, Labor Day, gotta close it, even though it could be in the 90s, after that, or the 80s like it was. Now, it's not a heated pool, so the water was a little chilly.
A
but
little?
Still,
A lottle.
after, it was a lot of chilly. But still, after, being hot, jump in, cool off, it was just nice to have.
Yeah, it was a great option to have
Yeah.
at this time of year.
So besides
Unexpected.
the things we already mentioned, like the mini golf and the jumping pillow and that kind of stuff, they have a small playground. They have a swing set. They have a more modern jungle gym type of thing. What do you call that? That has the slide and the
play
all that.
set,
Play
but
set.
a nice, clean. It looked fairly new. We thought it might have
It
been
looked, yeah.
within this last year.
They have like a big sandbox,
Which-
and they have
That sandbox, I swear to God, it used to. It had like a digger thing in it last year.
yes, it did. Yeah.
But it didn't this
That's
year.
right,
It did
didn't
not
have that
this year.
But it was all being used yesterday. Again, playground equipment being used by little kids. I thought it was always nice to see. Yes.
And a brand new volleyball court this year.
True, and it's like high
It's
end.
getting there.
Oh, I'm sorry, but that's why I put
'Cause
my
I'm not
hand
done
up.
with the playground part yet. 'Cause
Oh,
they
but
have
that's
like
part
a wooden,
of the playground.
They had a wooden train thing that you could climb in and on and stuff, which is cool. Next to that was a Gaga pit and horseshoes.
Sorry.
And then next to that was the
Brand new volleyball court.
brand new volleyball
They
court.
also, you said horseshoes, right?
I did. If
Okay.
you would have been listening, you
Well,
would have heard
I
that.
wasn't paying attention at all because I pay attention to me. And I'm thinking of my next wonderful thing that I'm going to add to the quality of the video.
Okay. What's that? They have cabins here.
So now you speak up. Yes, they do.
Maybe a dozen.
Yeah, maybe.
I mean, there's like 4
Yeah,
down this
yeah.
way, 4 or 5.
And a
There's
couple
another
up
2 or
here.
3
Yeah,
over
you're
there.
right. Yep.
Yeah, so maybe a dozen. They do allow tent sites here. We saw a few of them. So I mean, it's just a really nice campground. We like it. We would be back, but we're not going to come back. Because this is it. This is our last hurrah.
Which you've already announced, right?
Oh yeah.
I mean, that was the beginning of the year you announced
Yeah.
it. So it's not like this is the end of the video already?
Bye. No, I'm just saying bye to
Oh.
all our fans.
Okay.
To our 24 fans. Is that what we're still up to?
Still?
Yeah.
Let me
You
check.
mean we could have went
Are
down?
we maintaining our...
I think we have maintained
Nice.
the big 24.
Good.
I'm hoping to get to that quarter of a century worth of
Yeah.
subscribers.
25.
Yes.
Who?
I don't know. We have 25
It's all
subscribers.
yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't tell you.
All right. Made it.
All right, so number 25. Whoever you are, we don't have anything for you. But if we
You're
did,
a real one.
thank you. Because
Gracias.
now I think that was the milestone we had to reach in order to just take off like crazy.
Yep.
Because now you guys are leaving, so it's going to get better.
Right.
Because there's not going to be any more videos.
Why not?
Well, are you still going to edit and
Yeah,
post
you're
and
editing.
everything?
Why? Hey, someone got to carry the flag.
All right, good. So we'll do the content.
If
You
you
know,
edit,
It's like in the Civil War when the flag guy gets shot and someone else
And
picks up
somebody
the
else picks
flag
it
and
up.
carries it. Anything else we got to say about the campground?
Campground. No, it's nice. It's actually in PA for us. It's probably the furthest we go, right?
Yeah.
For us.
Yeah. So this is off of 322.
Heading towards Penn State area.
Yeah, we're about an hour south of Penn State, 45 minutes to an hour south of Penn State University. So for us, it's about a 2.5 hour drive.
I threw up there. I'm so sorry. I have to
At
say
Penn
that like
State.
every time. Yeah, Penn State. Rec Hall.
She didn't throw up here.
Yeah, no, not here.
She didn't say here. She said there.
I know.
In the rec hall.
Yeah. So how are we going to end it? Can we sing like the Carol Burnett thing? I'm so glad we had this time together.
What if we sang, you know, the song? I have two songs.
Come on, man.
Two songs you could do.
Uh-huh.
Good Riddance, Green Day, is one of them. And
Good riddance, all right.
and the White Stripes, the song that's in the beginning of Napoleon. Fall is here, feeling young, back to school, ring bell. You know that song. You know,
Camping.
for the last time.
Nice. So, is that it
This
for
part just
our
got hot.
review?
A review of Buttonwood.
I mean, there's not much else to say, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's
Well, 3 things we like and 3 things we don't like.
So that's what I was getting
Oh,
to.
there
I mean,
you're
are we
bringing
ready
it up.
for that, or is there...
Huh?
Or 4?
Well, the 4. I'm sorry, yeah.
Yeah, we're not Matt. We're not Fat Matt and his dumb reviews. We're
Matt,
Dentoids 4
We like you
reviews
since
that
we
are better.
had a convo. We still like you.
I didn't say I didn't like
when
him.
we were hanging.
He even says he's fat.
Yeah, but it's not nice to say somebody else is fat.
Oh, okay.
It's like when you say I have a big nose. It's
Okay.
true, but it's not nice to say it.
Okay. All right, obese Matt.
That's even worse.
Oh. Sorry. He can say something about me. That's fine.
Oh, he did.
Oh,
When
did
we
he?
were talking with him,
Oh, okay.
he said that other dude on Dentoid.
The ugly dude with the big nose.
No, that was me.
Well.
The one with or without hair?
Oh. All right. 4 things.
All right, here we go. Now's your chance. Here you go, Kim. You got it. What do you want to do? Good or bad?
Good.
All right.
That's it. Shit.
Down by the river. Floating down the river. In the tubes.
So floating on the river. That's a good thing.
That's
Got
it.
I was supposed to
that's
say
okay.
one.
But you're not going to elaborate or anything, or that's it.
Oh, you
Just
guys already
floating
talked
down.
about.
All right. So my good thing is, again, I think I've used this somewhere else, and I don't recall where, but the drive here is not bad. There's only one little section, even though it's our longest trip in PA. It's a nice drive. It's one of those where you can relax most of it. There's only one little section that gets a little tense, a little backed up, no matter what time of day it is. But other than that, I enjoy the drive here. You weren't going to say that one. I
No,
didn't take yours.
no. You
Okay.
didn't take mine. I just did not have one. No, I don't think either of you took mine. I don't think I had one. Not to say that I don't like anything. It's just like there's a lot to pick from, you know.
Okay.
My brain's like just shut off, I guess,
Yeah.
right now. I
Well,
know.
Can I try and encourage a little bit of it?
Yes, please. Actually, that'd
Maybe
be great.
some of it, we got to go outside the campground to
But that's not
get.
the campground. We've
Right.
stated it has to be
Yeah.
the
We're talking
campground.
about has to do with.
So we
the
can't do-
campground. And even the drive here is kind of pushing that a little bit.
Yeah.
Do you want me to take another one?
No, you lost your chance.
No,
I mean,
I didn't. I took it.
I like
I
the
took
fact
a chance.
that even though it's gravel, it's quiet. Like riding around on the golf cart and stuff.
Yeah, you're right, because there's other places where you're going.
Paradise Stream, it's so loud.
And as
with
soon
the-
as you get off the gravel, it's like,
Yeah.
And I think it's the size of the gravel.
yes.
Yes,
So the
for
big
sure.
chunks are making a whole lot
Yep.
of noise
Yes.
under your tires, and that also makes it more slippery if it's a thicker layer.
Mm-hmm.
But here it's smaller stones. It truly is like gravel, but it's not super thick, like I said. So you're not slipping and sliding on your bikes.
It's just the right amount.
Yeah. I like the cleanliness of it, and the like I said, the decorative landscaping. It's just done really nicely. So it just looks nice all the time.
Yes. Agreed.
All right, 4
Kim,
things we
back
don't
to
like.
you.
What I don't like.
Yes.
Yeah.
Here you
4
go.
things we don't like. I know one. That I
For
thought
me?
you would say right away.
Oh, there were.
I'm sorry, I had a wedgie.
They didn't have hand dipped ice cream,
Bingo.
At
But
the camp.
but we could go down the street.
right there's a market that's 2
In
minute
Mexico.
drive from here.
Mexico Market.
I mean, we could ride our bikes if we wanted to. That place is impressive. How much stuff they have in there. They have a grill going constantly. They're making sandwiches and stuff, and they have hand-dipped ice cream. It's only 6 or 8 flavors. They did have mint chocolate chip, so I'm surprised that's another reason why she doesn't like it.
But that's not the campground's fault.
But that's not the campground's fault. But at least there is hand-dipped ice cream, so we went a couple of times.
And it was reasonably
market.
priced.
Yeah.
Again, for what you got, there was no doubt the small was still way
Yeah.
plenty for me.
You got 2 scoops, I think.
Yeah.
Two healthy scoops.
It's like
yeah,
Raisin
they're
Bran.
relatively big scoops.
Yeah. Oid.
The thing, again, and I've used this again at a different campground, I don't like the gravel because the car and the camper is so dirty by the time you leave.
Thank you for saying it, because I figured I shouldn't say it since I just said that I liked that it was.
Right. But, yeah.
But
But
it's
yeah,
not-
no, the Jeep is so dirty now.
Right. And
I'm so sad, because I was the last one to clean it.
But it's not a
However-
resort.
however,
They don't
right.
say they're a resort.
Exactly.
They're
And,
a campground. So to me, that's campground.
I agree, and I'm fine with that. I'm nitpicking
Yeah.
because I like this place. That's the key, and it
You
didn't
have
rain.
to nitpick.
Yes, you have to nitpick to get the negatives, but it didn't rain, so the camper is not totally hogged up like it
It's
would
just
be.
the Jeep. Our
Yeah.
Jeep, because it's black. So.
Yeah, and
Our
every
Jeep
little
is-
piece of
our
dust.
Jeep is too.
Yeah, but you can just really see it on ours compared to yours.
Yeah, the
Like, I
dust
can't
is the
tell
same
on yours
color
at
as
all.
your car.
Yeah.
Taylor and Kyle's cars.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
were.
Yeah,
they were
they're
nasty,
both
too.
They're
black
both
as
black
well.
too, yeah.
All right, Oid number 2,
Mini Oid, as I have been dubbed.
Mini Oid.
Yes, you dubbed me that earlier this year. I hope you could see that bug just land in my hair. 'Cause that was a big bug. See, because I was just thinking that, exactly what you said.
Come on, man.
That sounded like he was from like a machine, like a
Yeah,
fart.
he's
thing.
a machine, all right.
No, he is. I've gotten gassed out a couple of times. That is not real.
Is it the ice cream?
Oops.
Oh, that one.
Oh boy.
That sounded weird.
Here's another negative. You guys are funny. Way to go out with a blast.
Okay. Back to business.
So Mary didn't get to say
I
hers.
know. Sorry.
She's just like, what is
I'm-
going on?
Flabbergasted because that was not real. There's no way that was real. That didn't sound real. I've heard this man's farts too many times this weekend. That's not what his farts sound like.
We are a class act.
Anyways, sorry.
All right,
Stupid.
one negative.
What's going on? Why now?
Yeah.
We're at the end. It's not like
Oh, shh. Lot of noise going. You can use that.
but I don't really care.
Hey, but by the way, there's a racetrack near here,
Yeah.
and there was no races this weekend.
Yeah. That was nice.
And another positive.
Yeah, because last year, again, we were on the other side next to the cornfield, and the racetrack, I guess, is over that hill, and the wind must have been blowing the right way, and it sounded like the cars were coming through the cornfield. We actually, when they were racing, doing their 10-lap sprint or whatever it was, we, sitting by the fire, we had to shout to each other. That's how loud it was. It was very annoying. Thank goodness it only lasted a couple of hours.
But we did it again last night without the races.
Shouted?
Yeah.
at each
Shouted.
other? Nah, we didn't. We weren't talking that.
I'm kidding.
Kyle was.
It was just a joke.
He was. As the person that got the pleasure of being right next to him, he was quite loud, especially when he was dying over the knife show. Anyways, my negative. My negative is the fact that the pool isn't heated because it was freezing.
Yes.
Okay. It's a fair one.
And going out with a bang.
So again, have to nitpick, right? Tough to find something wrong. So the road that this is on is called River Road. It's a narrow 2-lane roadway. And as you approach the campground, the main driveway, well, the only driveway. So that's also considered a pedestrian crossing and a golf cart crossing because they got to get down to the lower section of the campground and, of course, back up. They have pedestrian
Crossing
crossing
signs.
signs in the middle of the road. When we come in our Class A's, which are 8.5 feet wide, to avoid hitting those crosswalk signs, we
go
practically,
look?
we have to drive off the road.
Sorry, we're getting neighbors.
Yeah.
At
So you're
8:30
getting
on
neighbors.
8:30 on the
Yeah, so
We're getting neighbors.
that could also be marketed. Except they put there's so many sites.
Yeah, there are literally 50, 60 sites available. We were the two here. When we came back from Tubin, there was one person next to us. The whole campground. They can be in this whole campground. They were next to us. And now you have someone coming in next to you.
Right
Yeah,
now.
there's 50 or 60 sites available. I don't get it. Anyway, back to my negative is we get run off the road to avoid this thing in the middle of the road. I don't know why they just can't put some extra stone down on that side to level, because I mean you feel your tires drop off the side of the road. So,
Or we're just bad drivers.
I knew it was there because it was there last year.
Yes.
And I tried to stay over as far to the left as I could without taking out that pedestrian crossing sign, or not a sign, but a
Post thingy that they put out.
like a cone type
Yeah.
thing.
But when you go to leave, we go back the same way, and it's a bank. And you still have no more room
Right.
to go by that. It was just, they could make the sign be a little bit narrower to stand up straighter.
So just to finish up, we never talked about pricing wise. So again, this is off season, but $72 a night, very reasonable in this day and age. I'm not sure what it is during season.
Yeah, I
Do you
forget.
remember from last year?
But it wasn't much more.
No.
And
It's less than 100.
good electric,
Yeah.
good water pressure, very good cable reception.
Oh, yeah. Thank you. So a bunch of channels.
Yeah, I think there was 40.
There might have been more, and some are duplicated. Some are in standard definition, and then you get HD channels.
Yes.
So that's my big bugaboo. Everyone has an HD TV. Make the channels HD. Yeah, the campground has to pay more for it, but again, you're servicing a customer. So yes, HD channels on their cable, which was nice. But the Wi-Fi,
It's not that bad.
well, I disagree.
It goes in and out
It goes in and
more
out.
often than some places, but
And yesterday, when everyone was here,
yeah, that was
Sure.
it was
bad.
at its worst.
Yeah.
It was pretty
Well,
bad.
But
there you go. That's kind of like,
Come-
at your house if you have tons of people.
Right.
compared to some places that don't even have Wi-Fi or even have
Sure.
service.
Sure.
Right.
Because we've been in a couple places that have had neither.
But on the
Cape Hatteras was one of them, actually. So-
flip side of that, we have AT&T. We had 4 bars, so streaming, or using cellular was great. There was no problem with that. And what do you guys have, Verizon?
We have
Yeah.
Verizon,
So how
and
was
at
yours?
the moment, I just had 3. It just went down to 2.
Okay, so
But
decent.
Yeah.
Would be good enough to stream with Verizon as well. So that was all good.
Yep.
All right.
So all in all, thumbs up, thumbs down,
All in all,
approve or
thumbs up.
unapprove.
Well, I'm doing a thumbs up.
Yep. All right, enough of this baloney.
So that's it.
All right, so
Dentoids are literally out.
we're good.
These
Peace.
are dents.
Out.
Yeah.
For good. The dents are out.
and the oids might be who knows what.
Probably
Oh, boy.
out too. At
Oh,
least with
boy.
videos.
Well, unless I can figure out how to do it on my own.
Then it'll be out.
Pretty
Which-
much out.
You thought you were taking a video yesterday when you had it on photo mode and you didn't even press a button. So,
So I didn't even get a picture.
I don't think so. You genuinely look like you had hit the button for camera and just went,
I'm gonna hold up my phone
Yeah.
and it'll take stuff. That's the new AI. That's how it knows that you're taking a picture if you just hold it up.
okay, Forrest Gump.
Okay.
That's what you sound like.
I don't feel so bad that this is the last one now.
All right. Any last words? Anything else that we're missing?
Okay, the jig's up. Be for real with us now. This is a lie. Come on.
All right.
Here's the story.
This is a lie.
Here's the real story.
We've been
Let's talk about it.
joking
It's
you
been a
all
good.
year.
We've been hoping that this would give you us clickbait. You know, that would be clickbait.
clickbait all season long.
Right,
Yeah.
right. To get subscribers.
And
That's
we
what
did. We got like 2.
I think it's
No,
just
I
'cause
think
we're
we started
consistent.
the year with 19, didn't we?
Okay. Wow. Then we got
19 or
6.
20,
Yeah.
something like that.
So
Okay.
we basically got like 17% more
All right,
subscribers
well, let's
over
keep
the
it
summer.
going then. We'll
mean-
get 2 more.
It doesn't have to be camping. It is Dentoid Adventures.
Exactly. It's not
You
camping
don't have.
adventures.
We don't have to. So this might just be it for the camping season.
Because we do
of
other
this
fun
channel.
stuff.
Yeah, we go to Yingling,
There you go. That's an
Says the
adventure.
18-year-old.
who's been going since she was well before 18.
But if we do it, which we do, and we're gonna video it, you got to do your cornholio thing again. You got to.
Yeah, you got a point there. You do have a point there. That's a different story for another
That's,
day.
that's a whole nother. Stay tuned for that video. There's a possibility of those things as well.
Of our other
So
adventures.
it's
Of our
not
other
the
adventures.
finale of the channel.
It's just the finality.
Jeez. Finale.
Yeah, thank you. Finale of the camping portion of this channel. With all
Of the
four
two
of
of us. The two yeah.
Of all
Yeah.
four of us together.
So you won't get 4 thumbs up anymore. You might get 2.
You're lucky
Or
if
one.
you have that.
I plan to keep it going. Because we all know that I'm not the reason why we have the subscribers, but we all know that I could be the reason why we lose them all. Peace out.
Are we done?
Oh, we are so done.